This morning, this lady brought her own personal Texas Ranger with her, the beautiful Suzanne Pleshette. Oh. And with Suzanne, her husband, Tom Gallagher. Oh. On the Ghost and Mrs. Muir, as we move right along, this man is a distant relative to a ghost. The more distant, the better he likes it. The wonderful, and we all recognize him, Charles Nelson Reilly. And with Charles Nelson Reilly, the lovely, vivacious Karen Morrow, Jim Neighbors' girl. Next door, he's played a doctor, a private eye, and a criminal lawyer. And we think it's time he settled down. All the world knows Joe Campanella. And his gorgeous wife, Jill. And I'm a little bit late, and I must apologize. Where is everybody? I've heard of staff parties. This is ridiculous. Why is it that every time we try to do one show on time, stars, personality, late, just because it's Friday, things have been going well all week, you've been in bed, Karen, you've been staying up late nights reading your Spiegel catalog, you little devil. Well, we will be right back with the early morning show that's a little bit late, at least very early. Quiet, quiet. The crew is sullen and mutinous, and he thinks we'll be back to play. It takes two. I'm really a little tired myself as a hostess. Right now, disturbing our morning sleep, we would like you to meet a rather interesting young lady now, Barbara Hodgson, who is here this morning representing the Peace Corps. And there's lots of bliss and peace right here. Barbara, good morning. Welcome to the show. And I'm terribly sorry the rest of us are a little late for the ball. First of all, Barbara, in what countries have you served in the Peace Corps?
Well, I served in one country only, in Malawi, and I taught there in a teacher training college.
Malawi?
It's in Central Africa.
In Central Africa?
Yeah.
I guess they don't wear too much more than this in the morning there, or in the afternoon or evening either. Exactly what were your duties over there in Malawi?
Well, I was teaching in a teacher training college, and now I'm kind of on the outlook for other people who would be interested in doing a similar thing. Peace Corps is presently looking for experienced teachers to do similar things in various parts of the country. Countries all over the world.
Barbara, in what countries, the Peace Corps is probably everywhere, and we wanted to use this time so that people looking in would get the idea that the Peace Corps can go all over the world. So with that, let's separate our couples right now.
Bye.
Yeah. Twin beds from here on in, gang, right? Okay. The Peace Corps is the subject. What we want to know is this: how many different countries does the Peace Corps currently serve? How many? In how many different countries are members of the Peace Corps now working? You have 10 seconds to wake up and live. Well, you know, we decided there must be some folks like this at the other end, and we just decided to join you this morning. Let's go over to the Gallagher house, and we have just awakened them, and there's Suzanne.
My father's going to be very upset that we're sleeping together.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. 51 countries?
Right, 51 countries.
Tom.
Her father has never accepted me.
Welcome to the club. 50. Let's go to Karen and to Charles. Karen,
My shower cap is melting.
I wasn't sure whether that was an ice bag or just what. It's a shower.
Oh, but it's all sprung. 126.
And Charles is wearing one of the most famous
Yes.
gown, what would you call it? Dressing gown? Gown. I don't know what. Oh, I'm terribly
No, a
sorry.
rugged actor wearing a gown.
Milton Berle.
No, this was Clifton Webb's
Dressing
dressing in the movie Robe. Because we both worked for the same studio, and I sort of took it one day. Well, anyway, every morning I wake up, I'm always ready for a country question, aren't you?
Of course.
Orange juice, sausage, and a country question. So it's 318, of course.
All right, let's knock on the Campanella's door, and there is Jill.
Very brilliant in the morning.
Oh, in her
I
peignoir.
said 53 countries.
And here's the guy who bought them, Joe, the whistler.
I thought you were talking about strips of bacon. 132.
132. The Peace Corps. And if there's anybody out there interested in the Peace Corps, I hope you will check out the matter, please. Let's go up to John Harlan now and find out about the Peace Corps.
Here's an
And-
interested young lady. Her name is?
Kathy Gazarek,
Where are you from, Kathy?
Washington, D.C.
Are you married?
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Well, we're happy to have you from the nation's capital, Kathy, and you're playing for a dishwasher. John, tell her about it.
It's this portable dishwasher from dependable Maytag. Cleans dishes without pre-washing by full-size spray arms on top and below, and a special filter keeping water clean throughout the whole cycle. It's from Maytag.
Okay, first of all, let's check your averages. How many countries are the Peace Corps serving in, nobly and well? Suzanne and Tom say 50 and a half. Karen and Charles, 222. Jill and Joe, 92 and a half. So, my dear, we await your decision.
Jill and Joe?
You say Jill and Joe at 92 and a half countries? Barbara, you have cleverly brought the answer for us to bail us out. May we have the card? Okay, there are members of the Peace Corps serving in 59 countries. So closest to the 59 would be Suzanne and Tom's 50 and a half. They have one another, those wizards of the Gallagher clan. However, my dear, we do have a special prize for you for being on the show. Thanks so very much. And for Barbara, a nice gift certificate. We'll be back with our own version of Barnyard Keepers right after this. These are mucklocks. Are they crazy? Huh?
Our consolation prize, the perfect hostess set from the West End Company. Great for party and everyday use. Both this 3.5-quart country casserole and the 10-inch country skillet feature automatic cooking the electric way. New paprika color.
Right now, we would like you to meet the man voted least likely to succeed by the future farmers of America, Mr. Ralph Fingerswise. Welcome to our show, Ralph. Ralph, what did you do before you were a cow milker?
Well, Vin, I was a cow puncher. Matter of fact, I had 13 knockouts.
Oh, they cut easily. To what do you owe your success as a milker?
Well, you've got to... These hands, Vin, I guess that's the only answer it could be. These little chipmunk paws are responsible for, well over 50,000 gallons. He's all right. Yeah. Well over 50,000 gallons of milk. Matter of fact, well, down to dairy, all the cows kind of have a nickname for me.
Really? What's your nickname?
Cool Hands Luke. Oh, and those frosty mornings down at the barn, you know.
Oh, I bet. I tell you, when you milk, do you always use a stool?
Oh, no. No, with the taller cows, I can generally just stand up.
Oh, and just do it from a standing position?
Oh, yes.
Would you, I wonder, show us your milking style, Ralph?
Sure, it'd be a pleasure.
No, I meant not in the air. I meant on a cow.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, yes.
Oh, that's a cow, Ace.
Let me just get this stool. This is what we generally use with the shorter cows.
Oh, all right. Then you have a shorter cow and a pail. We are going to be asking Fingerswise and his cow named Dog from Animal Actors in Hollywood in 1 minute. I dare you not to stay tuned. A cow named Dog.
What's the guy's name?
You are looking at Ralph Fingerswise, and so is a cow named Dog looking at Ralph Fingerswise. It's something to behold, watching his technique. All right, panel, let's be separated.
I'm leaving.
Here we go.
No, we're not going to do it.
What we want to know is this. On an average day for her, and of course she's, she's very nervous about making her TV debut. As you cow experts might be able to tell, they're not accustomed to this. On an average day, how many pints of milk will Dog give? I'll repeat the question. What's Dog's milk capacity? And your answer in pints, please.
Daily.
Daily. You have about 10 seconds. That's a nice dog. Good dog. Let's start with Jill and Joe Campanella, shall we? About milk. And Jill, how many pints do you think in a day?
8.
8. All right. Joe, do you have any farming experience?
Oh, yes. Born and raised right in the middle of New York City.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said 11.
11. All right. Let's go to Karen and to Charles. Karen, my dear.
Well, I come from Iowa, but I'm a city girl. Not a farm girl. 16.
Highway. And Charles, who comes from Connecticut.
Well, I bet, according to the fact that Ralph Fingerswise was not going to milk the cow, you know what I mean? He'd do better in a safe, maybe. So I say a big 30 pints for dog.
30 pints for dog. Let's go to Suzanne and Tom. Suzanne, you're a New York girl, aren't you?
Miss New York, New York,
New York,
right?
New York.
20 pints.
20 pints. Okay. And here's Tom, the pride of Texas.
3,800.
Old Tom stuck with 10.
Big Tom, the pride of Big T, says 10. All right. Let's go to John Harlan now. John?
Let's meet.
Kathleen Graham,
Where are you from, Kathleen?
Saugus, California.
Are you married?
Kathleen? You are playing for a trip to Hawaii. That's right. If you come up with a couple closest to the correct answer, let's check your averages, Kathleen. Suzanne and Tom, 15 pints. Karen and Charles, 23 pints. Jill and Joe, 9.5 pints. Okay, Kathleen, is it to Hawaii or shall we take you home again?
Vin, she asked if she could bring her husband out here. She's just shaking like a leaf.
Oh,
Is he?
sure.
Where is he?
He's in New Jersey.
Where are you? Come out here. Come out here. New Jersey. Come on, hold your wife up there. What is your name?
Elliot Graham.
All right, Elliot.
She was born and raised on a farm, so I think she ought to answer it.
Okay. Let's get our answer now. Who's the closest?
That's passing the buck, Elliot.
Suzanne and Tom.
You say Suzanne and Tom at 15. Are they going to Hawaii or not? Only Fingerswise has the answer, and here it is, on the side of the pail. 40 pints. So closest to 40 pints would not be Suzanne and Tom. It would be those two country people, Karen and Charles, at 23. And the closest would be Charles's 30 pints, I guess. So 40 pints. I'm sorry, dear ones, but we have a special prize for, and really it's the rainy season. It's windy in the sand. And you know, looking at those girls, and who needs
And
it,
the food
right?
is terrible.
Sure. Anyway. No use crying over spilt milk. You want to see, Fingers, what he got after all that pulling?
That's why you're so popular.
A drop. You couldn't put it in your coffee. We'll be back in 1 minute, and then we'll find out more. Here, Fingers, you've blown another one.
Some of our participants on It Takes Two receive gift certificates from the famous Spiegel Catalog Company. The Spiegel Catalog features over 50,000 quality items. Spiegel, Chicago, 60609, Illinois.
This week, contestants from our studio audience may win a brand new 1970 automobile. All they have to do is guess the closest couple in 4 consecutive acts. Oh, naturally, if they miss along the way, they get to keep any prizes they have won. John, tell them about our new bonus prize.
The sporty new 1970 Pontiac T37. Beautiful upholstery, hidden windshield wipers, hidden radio antenna, and steel beams for added security. Above all, it's a wide-track Pontiac.
A man named Fred Allen, and I guess everybody remembers Fred Allen, really pinned the category of vice presidency to the wall. He had so many great cracks. He was talking about basically vice presidents of advertising agencies, not of the country. But one of his classics was, he said, a vice president is a man who comes to work at 9 o'clock in the morning and finds a molehill on his desk. And by 5 p.m., he has made it into a mountain. That was the great Fred Allen. Of course, now we're talking about the Vice President of the United States, Mr. Spiro T. Agnew. Now, in the last several years, the office of Vice President has become a more important and powerful office than it ever was before in our country's history. I think everybody will say that, especially in the world of golf. He has shown his real power. Mr. Agnew, fittingly, was just given a raise. Did you know that? Yeah, a raise in pay. Let's separate our couple.
I bet he doesn't do game shows.
In the recent pay hike for our officials, the president's salary was raised to, do you have any idea how much the president gets now? Salary? It's $200,000. That's right. $200,000 a year the president gets. Our question is, how much do you think the vice president would get? What is the yearly salary that comes with the office of Vice President of the United States? That's in dollars and not in drachmas. You have about 10 seconds.
I would have
All right, let's start with the Gallaghers, Suzanne, Pleshette, and her husband, Tom. Suzanne, if the president gets $200,000 a year, what do you think the Veep gets?
$67,000.
$67,000.
So?
Okay, Tom,
I
what would you
think
think?
Spiro is worth much more than that.
So you
Just
say
in
he
golf
gets
alone, I can't get it in
half,
the thing.
then. So you say $100,000 for the vice president.
Honey, you're
Let's
dumb.
Let's go. You have to get up early in the morning, boy, to beat Tom, right? Let's go to Karen and Charles. Karen, what would you think?
Since I'm very poor and 1,000 looks awfully good, 150,000?
150,000, okay. Charles, what would you think the vice
I say
president
$75,000 and all the milk he can drink.
gets? Okay. Let's go to Jill and Joe. Jill, what do you think?
I said 82. I think he deserves that.
Okay. And now, Joe, what would you think?
Well, so early in the morning, I said $115,000.
$115,000. Okay. How much does the vice president draw down in a year if the president of the United States makes $200,000 a year? Well, let's go up to John Harlan. John, whom do we have?
Hazel Dodge.
Where are you from, Hazel?
Sherman Oaks.
Hazel, first of all, let me tell you, you are playing for a 7-piece set of luggage, and John will tell you about it.
7 pieces of men's and women's American Tourister luggage. Spacious, roomy luggage designed to go near or far. Fiberglass reinforced construction. Strong, lightweight luggage by American Tourister.
Hazel, we shall check your averages. How much money a year does the Vice President of the United States get? Suzanne and Tom said $83,500. Karen and Charles said, no, he gets a lot more. He's in the high rent district at $112,500. Jill and Joe say he's not quite $100,000 a year, $98,500. So, Hazel, this is round 1 in 4 rounds in pursuit of a brand new car. Good luck.
Suzanne and Tom.
Suzanne and Tom at $83,500. Do you know what? It just dawned on me, so help right now. How much did I say the President of the United States gets? 200,000. Did I also say he just got a raise?
Yes.
Right. In other words, he wasn't getting it before. Now I know what Richard Milhouse Nixon meant when he was always going like this. Right? How much? So, okay, let's find out about Spiro. How much does Mr. Agnew get as Vice President of the United States? The answer is $62,500. Suzanne and Tom are the closest at $83,000. Suzanne was very close at $67,000. So, Hazel, you have won a 7-piece set of luggage. Congratulations. We'll see more of you in just a minute. And, Suzanne, how in the world did you come so close?
Well, he called me just before the show.
Did he collect?
Stop bothering.
That was a remarkable, that's very close. So 67 to 62.5, leaving only $4,500 change.
Well, when he asked for a loan, I figured it had to be low.
Very clever you are indeed. Okay, we'll find out more about Hazel in a moment. You've heard the salary. We'll be interviewing job applicants right after this. 62.5 with a little expense account, probably. 6 of the loveliest people I have ever met have played with us this week, and the totals went this way, and it doesn't mean anything. But Suzanne and Tom won 4 games. Karen and Charles won 6 games. The winner for the week, the Campanellas, Jill and Joe Campanella. But I'll tell you one thing. We are the winners for having met you and having had you on the show, believe me, all week. Next week, it'll be Frank Aletta and his wife, Lee Merriweather. We're also going to have Hugh O'Brien and his date, and Mr. and Mrs. Harvey Korman. See you Monday. Thanks so much, and bless you, 6. You are super. The Magnificent 6. Jill and Joe Campanella. Big Chuck and Karen. Oh, yeah. And I hung up on